Hello, I'm Narayan Koirala. I'm a registered migration agent at Nova Education and Migration Services. Today, I'm covering few visas and migration options for current students and those who are willing to know what are the different options if they want to migrate or have a visa for permanent residence in Australia.
Hey guys, I'm back with my visa. Many of the students are currently in confusion to choose the right path after their uni life. If you are one of them, you are exactly in the right place. Today, I've got an expert who will answer all your questions and help you choose the right path to excel your career. So let's get started.
Hundreds of 100,000 students in Australia, international students, who some of them are willing to call Australia home. They want permanent residency here, but every year there are a lot of changes happening in that space, and there are a lot of requirements being changed. So it's good to have an update as to how you can lead yourself into temporary or permanent visas. There are many scenarios for a student. A student can be studying diploma of IT or diploma of business, or along with advanced diploma. Many students, hundreds and thousands, students from all over the world are studying diploma programs in some of the VET providers. Others could be studying bachelor or master's degree in accounting, IT, nursing, education, social work, or other areas. Many others are studying trade programs in Australia. They want to be a chef, they want to be auto mechanic, they want to be a bricklayer or carpenter or other different skills. So these are some of the scenarios that we have most of the students studying in Australia. Any student and any person in a student visa either doing one of these programs or diploma, bachelor, masters, they have an option to move into, once they finish their study, they have an option to move into graduate work or post-study work visas. Most of the students. There are certain requirements for those visas. They have certain requirement to go into 485 visa. We have two streams of 485 visa. One is graduate work stream and the post-study stream. Okay. With the graduate work stream, this is mainly post-study stream is mainly for who has done bachelor or master's degree or above, bachelor or above qualification in Australia, who meet Australian study requirement. Let's say like for example 2 years of study requirement, have IELTS met with IELTS overall 6, not less than 5, have a valid visa. They must have a student visa in the last 6 months and also have a valid visa. For example, someone might be in bridging visa A or bridging visa B, but they have held a student visa in the past in the last 6 months as a student visa. So these are the requirements for post-study work. So as a student, as you say bachelor, so someone has done, let's say, diploma of IT, right? So they're not eligible for post-study work visa. Another graduate visa, as I mentioned before, is a graduate work stream visa. Again, the main thing in this visa, let's say someone who has done certificate 4 in commercial cookery or a diploma of hospitality. Basically, as you can see here, for the graduate work stream, you need a skill assessment. That occupation has to lead into skill assessment in medium MLT SSL list. There are a lot of occupation in that list. like in my previous example, having a cookery degree can lead into that list, and then it leads into 485 visa as well. Obviously, let's say if you have a diploma of IT or diploma of business, that doesn't lead into a skill assessment for medium or long-term list, and then that's why that student who is doing diploma of IT or business cannot go into 485 visa. So option for them would be further student visa. They can apply for a bachelor degree in accounting or IT or other different degrees, and then that can then further lead into 485 visa. So primarily many students, most student from student visa, they move into 485 visa, as I said before. And the graduate work visa, which is for 1.5 years, whereas post-study work visa for those who have done bachelor or higher degrees is for a bachelor at least for 2 years. 2 years of visa. A little bit go into more into what happens after that, right? Let's say you finish a bachelor in, let's say, IT, or bachelor in accounting, or bachelor in nursing. The next step we go ahead with that is we might be able to be interested in skill visas. See here, like we might be interested in skill visas. All skill visas, this 489 visa, 190 or 491. The basic requirement for there are many other requirements, but one of the main requirement is having a skill assessment. Right, depending on which visa it is, it has to be whether in the medium list, like for, let's say for example, IT or accounting or nursing, nursing are in medium list, so they are eligible for all 189, 190 or 491 visas. For many reasons, let's say the student or the temporary resident, they do not see option for skill visas. They have option for employer-sponsored visas as well, right? At the moment, we have a employer-sponsored visa subclass 482 visa, and then we are having a new visa subclass from 16th of November, which is a regional employer visa, which is 491 visa, right? So 482 or 491 visas are for those who are considering to have their employer sponsor them into the working visas, right? Many students, let's say, who are working, let's say for different occupation in Australia, can obviously see without going into this, without going into the graduate program or post-study program, they can still go to employee-sponsored visas, considering they meet all the requirements, right? So again, for the 482 visa, there are process for short-term list. For example, a cook. If you have an employee who is willing to sponsor you as a cook, that falls under short list. They can still be sponsored for 482 visa, but some of those short lists do not lead to PR pathways. Whereas if you have been sponsored in an occupation which is in medium or long-term list, let's say SAFE or any other occupations which is in medium list, let's say, or even IT occupations or accounting or other trade programs which is in the medium list, that leads to PR as well. So these are the things that we need to consider. Again, there are work requirements, like for example, even for 482 visa, you need to have worked at least 2 years in that occupation before your employer can sponsor you. So there are many students who are even in these graduate visas have worked in Australia for a long time, let's say for 3 years, 4 years, and they want to see whether they are still eligible for employer-sponsored visas. Right. So other students, let's say, who have done bachelor diploma of IT or business, they still want to continue their study. So you can see here, so student has an option to go to graduate visas, or they still have option to go to further student visas, right? Or they still have, if they have work experience or skill assessment, they depending on which occupation it is, they have option to go to employee sponsored visas. And these employee sponsored visas, let's say for example 491 visa or 491 visa or 494 visa, they lead into permanent visas as well. There are many conditions to that. But bear in mind, they won't get a post-study work or 485 visa again. You get 485 visa only once in your time while you are in Australia. Right, so these are the I would call a cycle of different stages, from student to graduate visas to looking into options for state and employee visas. In the next episode, obviously this is a very high level. I will break down all these areas, and they will more focus and concentrate on how, let's say, what is more into the employee sponsored visa, what are the more options in skill visas, and all other different scenarios. Obviously, visas is very complex. There's many visas, like you can name. There are a lot of different visa subclasses. It's a complex. Sometimes it can be complex to understand. Sometimes even if you read it, you don't get it, right? So I always suggest find a right migration agent. Myself, I'm a registered migration agent, and we've been practicing visa and migration matters for a long time here at Nova Education and Migration Services. Feel free to come and visit us. Our initial consultation is free as well, and see our contact details. We're happy to provide you with more details, or find a migration agent who is able to help you as well in your current situation. To all the students, I hope this information was helpful to you, but this is a very general information. For in-depth information, you have to sit down to get further information, and I wish you all the best, and your stay in Australia, or your whatever options, your dream you have here, hope it gets fulfilled. All the best. Thank you.